Welcome to Daily Focus. Apologize I wasn't able to get to it yesterday due to a morning funeral and just a lot of details, having been out of town and trying to get all of the last minute things together. But I wanted to take a few minutes this morning and share with you some of the greatest news. Some have said, what are the most precious 3 words ever uttered? And there's an argument for I love you. There is certainly a legitimate argument for he is risen. But I just want to zero in on 3 words that I think are amazing. And they follow the 3 words, he is risen, as he said. Jesus was very clear right from the beginning with his disciples that he was going to come to earth to die, but that he would not stay dead, that he would arise, that he would rise from the dead, that he would conquer the grave, and he would fulfill all of God's requirements in payment for sin. And the resurrection of Jesus Christ reminds us that he conquered death. He conquered the grave. And amazingly, he conquered sin. And so when we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, we are celebrating the fact that because he arose, we too shall rise. We're celebrating the fact that the Father accepted the payment of sin from the Son as a valid candidate, one who could indeed pay for it, and that he did pay for it in full. And he proved that when he raised him from the dead, Romans 4:25. And so we are, at this Easter season, we are in our minds just celebrating what amazing victory was accomplished through the resurrection. But I want to take us back and remind us that this all happened just as he said. This happened just the way he said it would. It happened on time, the exact time that it should. And so everything that God says is true. Everything God says will happen is going to happen. And so I want to zero us in on this Easter season that Jesus said, if I go away, I will come again and receive you unto myself. That where I am, there you may be also. And can I tell you, Jesus is going to come again. Why? Because he said he would. And it's going to happen just as he said. At the last trump, the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. Jesus is coming again, just as he said. He is going to take us away to the place he has prepared for us, just as he said. We have an amazing, marvelous future because Jesus said we did, because Jesus says we do. And so as we go through this Easter season, let's celebrate that things happen just as he said they would. But let's us remember and celebrate and rejoice in that everything he says is going to happen is indeed going to happen just as he said, right on the right timetable, right on time, in the fullness of time, which means right on time. And so God has it all under control. Don't fret about the things going on in the world. I think you ought to be concerned and you ought to be involved and you ought to be a good steward and do the right things that God is wanting us to do. But let's not fret. Let's not worry. God's got it all under control. And this Easter season, let's celebrate that everything that he says is true. Everything he says is going to happen is going to happen, and it's going to happen just as he said. I hope this encourages you for this Easter season on this Good Friday. I hope you have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you next week.